Welcome back to Reliable Sources. I'm Brian Stelter. You know, Fox News is one of the few outlets the new president doesn't criticize. Sometimes he seems to live tweet the channel's programming the way I like to tweet along with award shows. Right after this O'Reilly Factor segment on Chicago crime a few days ago, it looked as if Trump used O'Reilly's stats, you see him on there on screen, to write a tweet. It said, "If Chicago doesn't fix the horrible carnage going on," and then he lists these numbers, "I will send in the feds." Now, there's another example of Trump reacting to cable news on Twitter. Here it is from Thursday's Fox and Friends. Watch this.
Chelsea Manning sounding less than grateful for former President Obama cutting nearly 25 years off of her sentence for leaking classified information. In a new article for The Guardian, the disgraced former Army private is slamming Obama as a weak leader.
Did you see the banner there, ungrateful traitor? Less than 15 minutes later, Trump wrote a tweet using the exact same language. You can see it on screen now. Ungrateful traitor Chelsea Manning. He even used the phrase weak leader, which Abby Huntsman said, even though the editorial didn't say weak leader. This is a great example of Trump and the cable news Twitter feedback loop. Joining me now to discuss it is Matthew Garahan, global media editor with the Financial Times. Matthew, you wrote this week all about the Murdochs, the men who run and own Fox News, and their relationship to Trump. First, though, on this idea of the cable news feedback loop, he watches a lot of CNN as well. He wakes up and reads the New York Times and then tweets about it. What are we to make of a president who's consuming so much news media coverage all the time?
Well, it's unprecedented. I mean, he takes all of his cues from Fox News. As you say, he's pronouncing on Twitter minutes after Fox News report things. But the bigger issue here is the sort of proximity between Fox and Trump, and specifically Rupert Murdoch, who owns and controls Fox. Do
you view Fox News as a pro-Trump network at this point?
Well, they'll call me and shout at me if I say that, but I think, you know, and the party line there is, we are news and we are opinion, and that's something that Rupert said, and that James and Lachlan Murdoch, his sons, have also said. But, you know, when you look at the opinion shows, the 3-hour primetime block at Fox News is completely pro-Trump now. Since Megyn Kelly left, Rupert personally selected Tucker Carlson. So their opinion is very, very, very pro-Trump, and that's kind of hard to deny.
Ratings through the roof for Fox right now, partly as a result of Trump's presidency. Talk to me about your impressions of the Murdochs. You spent a lot of time reporting on this story. What are their views of Trump? How does the father, the elder Murdoch, Rupert, vary from his sons, Lachlan and James?
Well, you're right about ratings. I mean, last year they beat ESPN in prime time for a news channel, unheard of. But you know, there is this big ideological and political difference between Rupert and the Sons are taking over. You know, they will be the future of the company. Rupert's very pro-Trump. James told friends, and we reported this, that he was appalled by his father's promotion of the Trump candidacy. And you kind of expect that at some point, if Rupert's no longer around and James is running Fox solo or with his brother by his side, that'll be a hard line for Fox News to continue to maintain.
Then again, you've got a president promoting the channel, tweeting about it, telling people to watch it. He said to ABC's David Muir, "Go to Fox. See how Fox covered one of my speeches." He's implying they got it right, you all got it wrong. So how would Fox possibly deviate if they've got the president of the United States promoting what they're doing?
I don't think they do deviate for now. I mean, it's hard to, you know, it's working very well for them, you know. But there is this disconnect between what you see on the ground. With the protests yesterday, their coverage was pretty scant. With the Women's March a week ago, they kind of dipped in and out where the other networks were covering it pretty you know, wholeheartedly.
So when I'm feeling cynical, I call that discipline. They're disciplined about their news coverage, right? They know what their viewers want and don't want.
Yeah, and you know, but is that sustainable for 4 years? I mean, is it sustainable when Rupert is no longer around and the CEO and the CEO's wife, Catherine Murdoch, who's James Murdoch's wife, tweeting regularly about how appalled she is, how disappointed she is in what Trump is doing.
So that's the question, the long term.
Yeah.
Matt, great to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.